Round of 16? No, this is the revenge of 16. Different leagues, different languages, different philosophies of football. Yet somehow, across borders and bloodlines, they have found ways to become rivals beyond geography, beyond logic, beyond time itself. When the round of 16 goes beyond tactics and turns personal, when history reopens old wounds, when pride travels across continents, the road to Budapest does not get clearer. It gets darker, slipperier, more unforgiving. And every step forward feels like walking through a hall of unfinished business. Atletico Madrid versus Tottenham Hotspur, the battle of defiance and destiny. On one side stands the iron will of Atletico Madrid, forged in the philosophy of suffering, shaped by nights where survival is victory. On the other, Tottenham Hotspur, still chasing the echo of what could have been, still haunted by European nights that slipped through trembling fingers. This is not just a tie, it is resilience against redemption, grit against hunger. Bodo Glimt versus Sporting CP, the rise of the fearless underdogs. From the Arctic winds arrive Bodo Glimt, a club that refuses to bow to financial hierarchies, proving that belief can burn brighter than reputation. Waiting for them is Sporting CP, a house of tradition, of academies that produce poets with boots. This is the romance of Europe, where snow meets sunlight, where daring challenges dynasty. Arsenal versus Bayer Leverkusen, a clash capable of tricking expectations. Arsenal, reborn, refined, believing again that destiny can be written in red and white. Now Bayer Leverkusen, a side that once knew heartbreak in finals, now reborn with fire and structure. It is a clash of modern identity, of tactical intelligence, of unfinished European stories waiting for closure. Liverpool versus Galatasaray, the battle of Europe's most hostile 12th men. Under the lights of Anfield stands Liverpool, a cathedral where noise turns into prophecy. But from Istanbul marches Galatasaray, a fan base that turns stadiums into furnaces. This is not just 11 versus 11. This is voice against voice, faith against fire. Barcelona versus Newcastle, where an old enemy returns to England and the past becomes an opponent. Under the European lights, Barcelona travel back to English soil. But this is not just Spain visiting England. This is memory returning, because inside that Blaugrana shirt walks a familiar shadow, Marcus Rashford. For years, he was the nightmare England couldn't silence, the pace that tore through backlines, the composure that punished hesitation, the name that echoed across Premier League stadiums. Now he returns, not in red, not as Manchester's golden sun, but as Barcelona's weapon. St. James Park will not welcome him gently. It will test him, it will challenge him, it will remind him of everything England can be. This is more than a knockout tie. It is familiarity turned hostile, home turned battlefield. Barcelona bring history, Newcastle bring hunger, Rashford brings unfinished business. And when an old enemy returns to England, the story writes itself. Atalanta versus Bayern Munich, the collision of audacity and authority. Atalanta, fearless, chaotic, relentless in their attacking rebellion. Against them, the European aristocracy, Bayern Munich, a machine built on discipline, power, and continental dominance. One plays without fear, the other plays without mercy. Paris Saint-Germain versus Chelsea, the clash of ambition and resurrection. Paris Saint-Germain, chasing validation, chasing the one crown that still defines their era. Across the pitch stands Chelsea, reborn through chaos, unpredictable, dangerous when doubted. This feels like a Club World Cup's second leg under European floodlights. Revenge against structure, hunger against mentality, and somewhere between all these battles, the Champions League has quietly found something new. A rivalry born not from domestic borders, but from repeated collisions on the grandest stage. A new El Clasico of Europe. Because when giants keep meeting, when tension becomes tradition, when history repeats itself in knockout football, it is no longer coincidence, it is destiny. This is not just the round of 16, this is where grudges breathe again, where underdogs dare, where empires tremble. This is the revenge of 16, and Budapest waits.